So today we are talking about bunker play, and I'm going to show you the 3 killer moves in the bunker that you need to avoid. So thank you for joining me here. This is the PJ Catalunya Golf Resort in Spain. Just finished a 4-day golf school and now out on the course, just creating some content to help you play better, and specifically in this video to help you hit some better bunker shots. And we are going to give you the 3 killer things or killer moves that you need to avoid, which can help your bunker play. So in today's video, you're going to learn about where the weight needs to be, and more importantly, how to create that movement. You're also going to learn about the direction of swing and how that's really important. And you're also going to learn about the contact with the sand and what you need to do post-impact to give yourself the best chance of getting this ball out and close to the hole. Before we get started, a couple of little things. I need to massively say thank you to PJ Catalunya for letting me have access to the course and create these videos. And also, if you're new here, you're not a subscriber, there is a link down below. It is absolutely free and you'll just get notified each time I release a video. So let's get started with the 3 things that you need to avoid when playing bunker shots. So as I continue my coaching career, we tend to see patterns that emerge, and we start to see maybe 2 to 3 things that plague lots of golfers, and that's really what we're covering in this video. So the number 1 thing is, where is the weight at impact? The killer move number 1 that you need to avoid is too much weight on the trail leg as you're making contact with the sand. Now that doesn't always start at setup, but very often at impact, that's where we see the pressure. So let's quickly go through what we'd like to see. I would like you to start with about 60-65% of weight on your lead side, and have the sensation that throughout that motion, you're keeping that pressure and that weight there. The reality is it might move a little bit, but we want to feel like it's there throughout the golf swing, and specifically we want to feel like it's there at impact. Now what we often see is it could start from a very good setup, but a golfer trying to lift the ball out the bunker, and we often see this kind of good starting position back, and then we get that kind of motion. Now you can see I've really thinned that into the bank. The club hit the ball, it was thin, but I actually entered the sand right the way back here because my weight was moving back, therefore my contact with the sand, my low point control is really compromised. So number 1 thing would be creating 60-65% of weight on your lead side and feeling that you maintain it there through the golf swing, and making sure that you have more weight on your lead side at impact. That's going to help you get the right contact with the sand. Number 2, second most common thing that I see and you really need to avoid is the one where the golfer massively cuts across the golf ball. So you're sliding the golf club across the ball. Now this often happens from 2 reasons. Number 1, it could be that just that's your natural swing shape. Lots of golfers do this with driver and irons, and so when we move into the bunker, it just tends to happen again. The other one would be when we see the face open at address, when that club points out to the right of the target, it's very often a kind of subconscious thing that golfer feels like they've got to swing across the golf ball to make the ball go pretty straight. When we have the club face open at address, and I would say that most golfers are aware that that's what they should do and they create that starting position, if the golf club moves excessively across the golf ball, we do 2 things which are quite detrimental. We don't really present much of the club face to the ball. So it's very, very easy to hit shanks. It's very, very easy to hit way, way off the toe. And because the golf club is moving across the golf ball, the energy that you're creating is not really directed towards the target. So what happens is we can often create huge swings with lots of speed, and the ball doesn't really advance very far. So let me give you a little demonstration of that. So we see the golfer open the face, they slide across it, and that's a great example. That was very, very extreme, but you can see I've moved the ball, but it's just not really gone anywhere near my target because the energy that I'm creating is not directed in the correct place. We also generally see those golfers not releasing the golf club as we'd like to. For me to get that ball out with that method, I have to use a lot of speed. So what I'd love you to do in practice to work on that is very simply make some little rehearsals where we place a line where we're trying to go, and we're going to place a tee peg just outside of that line in the bunker. Now even though I've got the club face way open, I want to feel as if I'm moving my golf club along that line and missing the tee peg. So I'm starting to create these motions here where I'm directing my swing where I want the ball to go. If we can direct the swing where we want the ball to go, it really doesn't matter how far open that club face is, the ball should still go in that direction. In the bunker, the ball will go in the direction that you swing, not where the club face is pointing. So a little T-peg, draw a line, and you can create a little station here where you can almost have, you know, that 60-65% of weight left. We can now get the golf club swinging in the right direction, and we're starting to build some good things happening in our golf swing. The third thing that we really want to try and avoid, that I see quite commonly, is the amount of sand that is taken. So thinking about the arc of your swing. So if you can imagine my golf club moves around my body in a big circle. If I raise that circle up, I don't take any sand. If I drop it down a little bit, I'm going to take some sand. If I drop it down too much, I'm going to take even more sand. So how high or low your swing arc is will contribute to how much sand you take. And often what I will see is golfers thinking that they need to hit lots of sand. And so what we tend to see is the knees will often increase in flex, and that creates this whole swing arc dropping, and we get too much sand. And these golfers very often don't have follow-throughs, they have a heavy contact with the sand. And similar to what we said with point number 2, I can't really get enough energy into the ball to get it out. So that would look a little bit like this. Even though I've got good setup, good concepts here, knees drop, too much sand, short follow-through, my whole arc gets too far underground. Again, I can't get the energy into the golf ball to get this ball out. So there's 3 demonstrations there of faults that we tend to see that are quite common. Each of those faults can really make it almost impossible for me to get the ball out. If you're a golfer who's got 1 of those, 2 of those, even 3 of those in your bunker play, you are going to spend your time just in those bunkers, leaving them in, thinning them over the back. It's really going to be difficult for you to be consistent with your bunker play. So if we can start to think about bunker play in this 3rd point, in trying to actually create a slightly shallower angle into the sand. So I'm taking some sand, but I'm trying to take less sand. And I'm doing that by controlling the radius or the arc of my swing. If I'm starting here and I'm trying to feel like I almost maintain that height. I certainly don't want to be dipping the knees, and I certainly don't want to be sending the club directly into the sand, because those are real no-nos in the bunker. So let's see if we can go ahead and hit a bunker shot where we're doing some of the right things, as we've spent so much time talking about the wrong things. So we're going to get the ball set in. Now, this is a pretty tricky bunker shot. You can see I've only got maybe about 10 to 12 feet of green to work with, so not a huge amount. So I'd actually be very happy with a ball which kind of lands on and rolls a little bit past. Okay, so I actually managed to land it into the fringe, which is what killed it a little bit, and it's actually rolled about to a foot. But the contact there was good. You'll notice that my divot line was pretty much where I was aiming. I maintained my weight on my lead side, and I maintained my arc height. And those are the 3 things that we've done in this bunker. Now, if you can do those 3 things, you can start to be quite efficient out of the sand, and you can start to be a little bit more accurate with where that ball is finishing on the green. And you can start to be able to get a little closer to those flags. And also that's going to help you get up and down a little bit more often. More importantly, it's going to stop you making those doubles, those triples, because you get in a bunker and get stuck. And the long-term goal is that that helps you with lower scores. And that's really what we're all trying to do. Hit better shots, lower the scores, and have more fun. So 3 things that you need to try and avoid. Practice those next time you get time, and hopefully when you take it on the course, you'll be a bunker wizard and you'll get up and down every single time. Your friends will be asking you just how you did it out of the bunker. Right, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to PJ Catalonia for letting me use the golf course. It's absolutely stunning. Some of the holes out here are absolutely incredible. If you are in the Girona, Barcelona area, I would highly recommend checking this place out, because there's 2 courses here which are both really, really worth playing. Thanks a lot for watching. Usual stuff is down below. Comments, like, and also the subscribe button over here. Give that a click. I'd love to have you part of my channel, and we can help you improve your golf. Thanks for watching.